My name is David Martins. Welcome to Teens Time on Press TV. In this program, we talk more about teenagers. We discuss on issues that concerns teenagers. And today, we are here today to discuss on a very important topic that concerns teenagers. First, let me introduce some special people that are here with me today to discuss on this topic. First, from my left hand side.
Hello everyone, my name is Uju Prudence.
Hello everyone, my name is Ezima Favor.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Abraham Seed Favor.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Purity Ugoshku.
Wow, I'm so excited having you guys here today
Thank you,
to
sir.
discuss on this topic. You know, we did this topic last week, and today we are here again to talk more on it. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation. Thank you so much. If you are out there, this program is for you to expose some certain secrets that teenagers are passing through, especially on this topic we are talking about today, to enlighten more on the contemporary issues that teenagers face. First, before I will say more on that topic, I want to share a story. There was a little girl back then in my school. In her compound, her parents didn't know that the neighbor is always calling this little girl to bed. Let me use it that way. Or every time before night, this neighbor will corner this little girl to his room and abuse the girl, try to violate the girl. This girl was busy keeping it on herself, carrying this pain from 7 years to 10. That was when the secret came out, and everybody was like blaming the mother, or let me just say the parents, concerning that issue. Why? Because some parents, they are not their children's friend. Friendship matters a lot. Friendship matters a lot. You don't just have to allow your child to run his or her activities without knowing what just happened throughout the day. You ask, what happened today? Where did you go? Who called you? Who is your friend? Find out, because they said, tell me who is your friend and I will
tell you.
Yes, that's it. So that's why we are here today, to talk and expose some certain things that teenagers are suffering that they don't normally share. Like me, I experienced it. When I was back then in school, in secondary school. I experienced bullying. People were busy, my friends, they were busy bullying me around. But I couldn't tell my dad, because probably my dad was not my friend. I was not confiding in him to say that kind of story to him. I was keeping it inside myself. And it killed, I was so discouraged, depressed because of that. Now, that's why we are here today, to talk about a topic, says contemporary issues that teenagers face. Now, I want to call on our first speaker, Abraham Seed Favor. Please enlighten us on this topic.
Thank you so much, sir. It's as if you knew what I was going to talk about based on the story you just said. My point towards this is sex education. Sex education is one of the issues that a teenager faces, both young teenagers and those going towards adulthood.
Yes.
But before I go into much, I would like to first of all define sex education.
Yes.
Wikipedia says that sex education aims to develop and strengthen the ability of children and young people to make conscious, satisfying, healthy, and respectful choices regarding relationship, sexuality, emotions, and the physical health. Please don't quote me one that sex education improves or supports sex. No. Rather, it helps the young people to guide their mind, to enlighten them towards this sex stuffs. Now, when a teenager doesn't have basic knowledge about certain development and how it is meant to be controlled, they can't help it but make certain mistakes which will affect them in the future. We all know about teenager pregnancy.
Yes.
Yeah.
When a young girl is as a result of a young girl making various mistakes because she didn't have the basic knowledge. And that is what brings about the teenage pregnancy. There are questions which young child may want to ask about sex education, and because they are not close to their teacher, they can't ask that in class. They don't want to be laughed or mocked at, you understand, after the class. So they can't ask their questions to their teacher. And most times, if they go outside to ask, they may be wrongly guided.
Yeah, correct.
People may take advantage of that young child coming to ask them things sexually. That is why I feel the parents are in the best position to talk to their child about sex education.
Yes.
You don't just tell the child, if they touch you, you get pregnant. What is touch? Explain that to the child. Let the child have that basic knowledge about all this. Tell the child what they do and the things involved in sex. Don't hide it from them. Most parents are scared of telling their child things about sex education because they feel their child is not up to age. There is no child who is underage that should be talked to about sex. No child. Every child is. As far as the child can talk, the child can hear, the child can read. This makes it more dangerous if you don't talk to the child about sex education.
Yeah.
Because they will find out.
They will find out. The world is global now and a lot of things are happening. So you have to understand social media, everything. A child can use our phone and browse stuff. So if you don't open up to your child about it, then get ready for social media to destroy your child for you.
Powerful.
That is all I have to say about sex education. Thank
Powerful.
you.
That was wonderful from you, Miss Favors. And say, wow, that was powerful. So you are saying the parents should educate their child.
Yes, they are in the
children.
best position,
Wow.
and that depends on how they relate to the child.
Wow. That's
Yes.
the work of the parents.
Yes, sir.
To make sure that they guide them first before somebody else somewhere will guide them. Anyway, that is wonderful from you. I want to call on Miss Purity Ikochukwu. Please help us, lighten us up on this particular topic, issues or contemporary issues teenagers face.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah. It's actually good to be here again. I'm going to be talking on anxiety. You see, anxiety is actually a major problem teenagers face. A lot of teenagers worry about a lot of things. Okay, first of all, I'd like to explain what anxiety is. According to Oxford Dictionary, it says anxiety is an unpleasant state of mental uneasiness, nervousness, apprehension, and obsession or concern about an uncertain event. Anxiety could also be restlessness in a mind of unforeseen circumstances.
Okay.
So you see, teenagers out there are going through anxiety, maybe due to problems that they face at home or maybe in school. You see, some teenagers come out of homes where the parents, their fathers beat the mothers. Most of them, their parents quarrel. Some are being brought up by parents that are very strict. So they worry about a lot of things they do outside their houses. So, like in school, for example, there are schools that don't encourage exam or practice, and for some schools that if you don't get a particular textbook for a particular subject, you are not going to pass. So these are some of the things that could cloud the mind of a teenager that he or she worries so much about. Some people read But because they didn't buy a particular textbook of a particular teacher, they get so scared that they may not pass that particular course. So a teenager is like, what if I don't pass this course? What if I do this and this happens? What if I do this and something bad comes out of it? So anxiety is really a very problem because it could cause a lot of disorders, and like psychologically it affects a teenager. Psychologically, it is not very right for us to be so anxious about things that we are not certain about. Yeah, because anxiety, that when I saw through I was going through research Google, I saw that anxiety could be a disorder. It could cause disorders mentally. So anxiety is not meant to be found, and like it's not meant to be actions as teenagers.
Wow, that was wonderful. Now I find out that even parents can cause anxiety to their children.
Yeah.
For example, I remember back then, my dad and my mom want to have an issue, or they are having an issue. They will tell us, the children, please go inside. Please go inside. Now I'm getting the reason why. My dad do that to, not to cause fear in us. Wow, that was wonderful from you, Miss Purity. Thank you so much. I will be calling on, still on this topic, I will be calling on Miss Favor to please enlighten us on this particular topic, issues that teenagers face.
Thank you, sir, for this great opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Still on the issues teenagers face, I would like to talk on academic problems. According to Google, academic problem is a learning problem in a social child who does not acquire the necessary guideline or grade level knowledge, which will help to pursue her academics, his or her academic. People don't really understand what they mean by academic problem. They feel it's only when you don't have a good result, or you don't do well in your studies, or you're lacking behind. Just like while we are growing up, when you don't come first or second, your parents will be like, that person that came first, how many heads does the person have, and all that. No, that's not the only thing that causes academic problems to teenagers. Many of us stay in homes where our parents fight, they exchange words, or our family relations and all that. That alone can help to derail a child's academic, because when he or she goes to school and the teacher is teaching, she doesn't seem to concentrate. She'll be like, God, who knows what's happening at home now that I'm in school? Maybe my mom is beating my dad, maybe my dad is beating my mom, things like that. When your child has that kind of effect, has a kind of mental problem, there is no way, certainly no way, that child will concentrate in school. Same again, a lot of us, social media these days, so I don't even know how to explain it. We've given 101% time to social media that we don't even know where our textbooks are, our notebooks and all that. You see a child, she goes to school early in the morning, and once she comes back, she'll fling her school bag, remove her shoes, grab her phone immediately. Oh, let me check what's happening on TikTok. Jesus, who knows what this person has posted? When you have such mindsets, you don't have time for your book. Then when it's time for exam, you'll be like, God, what am I going to start from now? You try to rush everything and try to get to that point where when you see a question in the exam hall, you'll be able to answer it. No, when you don't set time for yourself, you won't be able to perform well in your academics, because they said there is time for everything, and time wasted can never be regained. Same again, when you don't have trust in God, when we dwell in our own abilities, man's ability, that could weigh us down very, very well, because there is certainly nothing we can do without God. So when we put God first, we'll be able to do well in our academics. Many of us, let me say for instance, now let me use myself as an instance. When I was in school then, let's say they were announcing assembly that next week is exam, I will not go to the class. I will not carry my Bible. God, you know that I've always been reading. God, please help me. It's not right. When you've not made him the beginning, when you've not like you've not had this relationship with him at first. You just remember him that day exam is starting. It's not right. That's lack of trust in God. So when all these things happen, we tend to have academic problems, not just our grades and all that. Thank you, sir.
Wow, that was wonderful. One thing I understand from what you said is that parents have role to play.
Yes, very
play.
big role. When you
Wow.
don't also encourage your child,
Yes.
when your child comes back from school, you not be like, I don't need let him on at school. That
Yes.
you don't ask her, bring your assignment, let me help you. You just believe this. Yes, their teachers are teaching them well in school.
Yes.
That's not a good mindset to have.
Please, this is wonderful. Parents out there, please, you have a good role to play in your child's life, especially concerning school, academically.
Yes.
Yes. So they need your help. For example, as she said, when your child comes back from school, pick her book, pick his book, check what he or she wrote. Check what he or she wrote. Know if actually the person is writing what the teacher is saying. If the person is having issues, yes. If the person is having issues in writing, you try to provide support. If there is any way the child is lacking behind, try to provide support. You don't need to stay back and feel relaxed and say, no, I'm paying school fees. Yes, I'm paying school fees, 1 million naira, 2 million naira. It's the best school in the world.
Yeah.
Don't worry, she will be fine.
And most of them go far as saying that they engage their children in extra lessons.
Wow.
So
Teacher is
the
coming.
child
I'll
is
keep the assignment when he comes.
7
He'll help
a.m.
me
to
and write
7
it.
p.m. and then you feel the child is
Learning,
learning. None of that.
Very
No, it's very, very bad. We need to follow up. Parents, you need to follow up your child. Anyway, still on that topic, I want to call upon our last speaker here, Miss Prudence Ugochukwu. Please, what do you have to say on this topic?
Okay. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful time, and thank you, my viewers. Well, still we'll be talking on inferiority complex. Some teenagers face all these things due to the inferiority complex they feel in school.
Yeah.
Like maybe some of them can be bullied, maybe or due to their family. Maybe at home now, their parents should be fighting. Then when they now come to school, they'll not be hearing their classmates say, "My parents, them sick, they bought this, they bought that. My parents, them they not even fight." Then you not be feeling bad like, "Child, I wish." Then I'll let to take on that. I'll let to explain what inferiority complex is.
Yes.
I think inferiority complex is a situation whereby a teenager or an individual feels not good enough or inadequate due to some physical defects, imagination, or shortcomings.
Yes.
When a teenager feels like has a physical defect, and it makes the person feel like, look at this person, maybe you can't walk well, or maybe let's say you can't walk well. Then you now come out and see your fellow teenagers, your fellow peers walking and then jumping, and then you now feel bad like, child, I wish I can walk like this person. Child, I wish I can do it. I wish I can do that. Yes. And so that what causes inferiority complex. So when you always like imagining maybe your parents are still living in a rented house, or maybe you trek to school every day. When you now come to school, you now see your friends and coming out from their father's car, from their private, from their convoy. Then they now feels like he can't, because of their father doesn't have enough money to buy a car. Then the person now feels like rejected. He doesn't want to come to the gathering of his friends. And even when they're in the gathering, he always want to avoid. Person who want to talk. Yes. Even when a person is being bullied, and then when you now come out to talk, you now like, hey, someone now, hey, shut up your mouth, there. Don't say anything. That now makes the child scared and won't be able to speak out well.
Yes.
Okay, I'll stop here for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful from you. Before I will continue, I want to ask you a question, Ms. Prudence. Please, what can you do to prevent inferiority complex
conflict.
What can you do to prevent inferiority complex? Can you enlighten us a little on that?
Okay, sure. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Well, to me, I would like when as Christians, like when you are feeling inferior to come out, if you do within your peers, therefore you have to like as Christian, you have to acknowledge the fact that God created you in His own image and
Yes.
for a purpose. That even when you see your other people, your other friends, with maybe they are buying things, they are buying snacks, they are where you can't even buy anything. You only maybe sometimes you eat once a day because your parents can't afford this grown meal.
Wow.
We only know that God brought you here for a purpose, that one day surely you achieve the purpose God gave. God sent you here. Then don't feel like jealous, don't feel envious of your parents because of their flashy things.
Yeah.
Just know that
time
God,
for
yeah,
everything.
time for everything, yeah. That God will surely make a way. Like say God is God of 11th hour.
Yes.
That God will make a way that seems to be no way. Just put your trust in God, and definitely God will help you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was wonderful from you guys. That was wonderful from you guys. That was wonderful from you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, I want to talk to our parents out there. The Bible said in the book of Proverbs 22 verse 6, and it said, train up a child the way he or she should go. When he is old, he will not, he will never depart from it. This is the Bible. Even God knows that if you leave your child carelessly, say, don't worry, he's fine, that he will surely, you understand? Yes. So please, you have a big role to play in this thing. That's why we are here today to be frank. The reason why we are here is to expose some of this to you that is watching, because you will not find out this. Like for me, my dad, my mom, they didn't know, even till now, they didn't know that I was being bullied in school. They didn't know. I stood up for myself. But there are some teenagers out there that cannot do the same for themselves. So it's your right to always find out what is wrong with your child. For example, your child came back to school, unusual, not normal way. The guy comes back to school, mommy, you understand? The guy the child just came and just went back straight to his bedroom, start sleeping or probably start crying. You're supposed to know why my child is behaving this way. It's not like him. What happened? But some parents, they don't care. They will just, have you eaten? Yeah, I've eaten. You understand? Good night. It's very bad. That's what teenagers are suffering today. A lot of some bad relationship between them and their parents. And that's why we are here today, to correct those things. Teenagers need your help. They need your help. There are some teenagers today, the characters they are exhibiting is not actually their choice. It's friendship. Somebody told them, try this. Like a friend of mine back then home, he's smoking now. He's running mad. Like sometimes madness, sometimes he will come smoking. Why? Because a friend told him, try ice. Is it ice? They call it, yes. Ice. Yes, ice. Just like that. You understand? Imagine if, as a parent, you always know what your child is always doing, where he or she is going, the kind of friends he or she is keeping. You understand? But you will prevent those things. But if you are not doing that, they will train your child for you. Because surely somebody out there is waiting to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
That's where we are encouraging every single person, every single guidance, every single parent out there. Please, teenagers, your children need your help. They can't do this without you. They can't do this without you. Especially social media now is bringing a lot of things. You see teenagers, they will stay on social media 7 hours, 4 hours, but they cannot stay 4 hours with their book. They can't stay 7 hours with their novel. You understand? So these are problems that teenagers are facing. They cannot correct or let somebody that have passed through that way help them. That's why we are calling on you. And you teenager that is there, probably you are experiencing any of this. See, there is nothing God cannot do. If you can't find help around, go to God in prayers. Go to God in prayers. Bible says be careful for nothing. You have to just be careful. You can help yourself. You don't need to just, maybe because my dad, my mom, nobody's looking out for me, you start behaving anyhow. Start making friends anyhow. Start, behaving anyhow, doing anyhow. No. You can help yourself. You can be a good person through your own guidelines, through your own knowledge. If nobody is there to help you, please help yourself. Please help yourself. You don't need to just, let me just live my life the way I've seen it. No, it does not work like that. It does not work like that. We are here today to encourage you. These are your fellow teenagers. They're already telling you that they know what you are passing through. They're already telling the whole world that they know what you are passing through. So please, don't give up. Don't give in. Always know that there's somebody, if not for anything, tune in to this channel every Saturday by 7 p.m. We are your friends. We will talk. This is your program as a teenager. Please tune in to this station, Teens Time on Praise TV. It will help you. It will guide you. We are always here by 7 p.m. every Saturday, every week, just for you, just to tell you things that you think that is only you, nobody else know. You understand? We are here for you. Before, in summary, I want to call on our guest speakers I want you to hear from them. You understand? I want them to encourage you because they are teenagers like you. They are experiencing a lot too, like you. So if they can go through their own problems and still come out so bold enough like me to discuss it, to say it, means you can also put through. You understand? You can also put through. So I want to call on Abraham Seed Favor. Please, a word of encouragement to that particular person that is feeling depressed already because of these issues.
Thank you, sir. Like I said earlier, I talked about sex education.
Yes.
And I said that parents are actually in the right position to talk to their child about sexual activities. So to that teenager, even if you're a victim of this and you've made any mistake, please, it's not too late for you. Suicide is not the best option.
It's not.
And I understand that people make mistakes, yes. But you can move on from there. And to that child who is just hearing about it, please confide in your parents.
Yes.
Let them know certain changes in you. That is why there are stages of puberty and adolescence. Now, in these stages, the child begins to develop. And if the parents is not close to their child and they can't explain what this new developments to their child, that child is lost in the basic foundation. So in order to prevent these mistakes, I believe that parents should please take their time to relate with their children. Exactly. Relate with them. How do you feel? Did anybody touch you?
What's going on in you?
What is going on in you? You need to know these things about your children and educate them. That is the key word here. Educate them on it. Even if they're not your parents, as far as they're your guardian, they say that it's not one person. It's true. So with experiences of other people, you can use it to talk to that child so that that child can also grow up with good experience to talk to other people.
Thank you.
That is what I will have to say.
Oh,
thank you,
so
sir.
much. That is wonderful. You have heard her. Now I want to call on our friend here, Prudence. Please, what do you have to say? Just a word of encouragement to that person that is feeling inferiority already.
Okay, thank you. Well, the viewer out there who is facing who is facing inferiority complex in school or anywhere we go, I was like, first advice is first and build your self-confidence.
Yes.
Like always say to yourself every day, I'm the best, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Yeah, I'm more than a conqueror.
Perfect.
I'm a shining light. The hand of God is upon me. Say to yourself you say a positive thing about yourself every day, and so that will help your spirit build up in faith. And then also another one is maintain a good relationship with God. Dwell on the word of God. Always like someone verse 8 says, people Colossians the power of your mouth, but say it on the word of God. So you have to meditate on the word. Always read your Bible, and don't last tell the Holy Spirit to help you and always go with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to call on Miss Purity. Please, a word of encouragement to anybody there watching.
Okay, I would actually like to encourage my fellow teenagers out there. You know, the book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 says, be anxious for nothing, but by prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, make your request known. See,
Perfect.
the Bible is very clear. See, God really knows our problems. God knows our hearts. God knows what we pass through every day, and it's waiting for somebody to go down on her knees or his knees in prayer and render those problems to him. Like, drop it at the feet of Jesus. He's always ready to help you.
Drop it at the feet of
He's
Jesus.
ready to help you. He's there waiting for you. By prayer and supplication and thanksgiving. These three things are very important. Make your request known, and the Lord doesn't turn back on his people. People that come to him with a good heart.
Yeah.
He doesn't say no to people that are diligent in him. So this is my encouragement to you out there. Trust in the Lord. Prayer helps. Thanksgiving is also a key. Thank you.
Wow, that was wonderful. She said, be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Don't have any reason to be anxious as a child of God. Don't have any reason to be anxious. Just pick up yourself, encourage yourself, and move on. Like, for example, you say you want to say something, right?
Yes. In everything, I think, just like I said earlier
Yes.
about peer pressure,
Yes.
they also support to most of these things we see in a child.
Yes.
So, the Bible says evil communication corrupts good manner.
Yes.
And in 2 Samuel 13 verse 1 to 14, it also talks about, it also educates the parents, and it says, do not violate me. So I believe that the people we keep as friends matters a lot.
Yes.
The people we keep close to us, the kind of advice we hear
From our
matters a lot. That is why when the child has this basic information and knowledge about sex education, and someone is trying to influence that child negatively, because of the basic information there, the child won't be influenced. Basic, it just in like a building, the foundation matters a lot. The foundation tells the solid building. So if you educate that child and let the child know what he or she is supposed to know at a very young age, believe me, there is no kind of influence negatively that can affect that child. That's what I have to say.
That is wonderful. So lastly, I want to call on Miss Favor. Please, a word of encouragement to your viewer out there.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Still on this topic, issues teenagers face,
Yes.
and my subtopic, academic problems. I would like to advise my viewer out there who is facing one or two challenges in his or her academic. First of all, you have to know that there is time for everything. Manage your time. While we were in school, we had this guidance and counselor unit. A lot of us have it in schools, but we don't know what that unit specifies. When you have academic problems and you feel maybe your parents are not there to listen to you, find an academic advisor. Like someone you could walk up to, this is where I see challenges in my book, this particular subject. Someone that will always listen to you and give you advice and tutor you on how to meet up with your mates in such topic or subject. Then secondly, learn study skills. Map out timetable, not just mapping it out, follow the timetable, because a lot of us could just draw our timetable because we want to follow other people that have it, but we don't make use of it. You might just, then in secondary school, when you draw it, you commit to your locker. It can stay there till you graduate, but you've not even followed it for once. Maybe if Monday you wrote civic education and biology, that Monday you end up reading novel, Take Me Home, and the rest. So when you map out your timetable, you tend to follow it. And lastly, be prayerful. There is nothing without God. Because Him alone knows what we are passing through, and He also has the final solution to our problem. So whatever academic problem you're facing, be it big or small, always talk to God, have a relationship with Him, because He's the author and finisher of our faith. Thank you.
Wow, that was wonderful. She said, be prayerful. So as a teenager, you have to what? Be prayerful. But it will help you. Actually, it will help you. It will help you. Be prayerful. You don't need to rely only on your parents to pray for you. You can pray for yourself. If you're having any issue, you pray it out.
Yes.
The Bible says, be careful for nothing. You understand? As a teenager, you choose who you run to. You choose who. We always have that sense of, I don't like this person.
Yes, someone you feel comfortable
I don't
around.
like this person. Yes.
My spirit doesn't accept.
Thank you. That's the Spirit of God guiding you. When it comes, please adhere to that. If you see any uncle that is always disturbing you as a girl, come to my house. You don't need to adhere to that, because you know that at your age it's very risky to go to that person alone. Like there are some gatherings you don't need to go. Parties, all those kind of stuff that can cause issues to your teenage life. Because there are some decisions that you cannot make yet. You are not matured enough to carry. So when you come across those decisions unknowingly, you will not even know when you have already taken it. So it's better you focus on the guidance of your parents and God, because God actually gave us that sense of this is good, this is bad. You understand? You rely on that. Follow that. Thank you so much for listening to us. We'll be here right back on Teens Time. This is where we do what? Discuss a lot concerning teenagers. Encourage you that is watching, and also enlighten our parents out there that feels that we know it all, that their teenagers know it all. No, they don't. You can help them. Thank you so much for always tuning in, and we are encouraging you to always stick with us. Saturdays 7 p.m. we'll always be here to talk about these issues and problems that teenagers face. This is the second episode of this particular topic. Next week, we are coming back here to finalize this particular topic, contemporary issues teenagers face. Thank you so much. I will always be your host, David Martins, and these are my guest speakers, and I'm so glad to have them with me here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what do you guys have to say to your audience? Do you want them to stick on our channel.
Yes,
Yes.
keep watching
Yes,
Praise
it was
TV.
really a nice time talking
Yeah.
with you. So keep
That-
watching Praise, please. Stick with us.
Yes, thank you so much. We love you.
We love you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. But Jesus loves you more.